Member. I call Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Mr. Speaker, I am pleased to stand and speak on the first reading of the Gambling Harm Reduction Amendment Bill. Mr. Speaker, I would like to start by congratulating Mr. Flavel for bringing this very good piece of legislation to the House. National is supporting this bill through to the Select Committee, and I look forward to see the submissions process. Mr. Speaker, gambling can do a great harm to our society, but we cannot blame those people who gamble sensibly for entertainment. As I understand, the bill helps local authorities to create rules to control the gambling. They will have tools and powers to decide what type of rules and up to what degree they want to go. The purpose of the bill is to provide additional measures to prevent and minimize the harm caused by the gambling and ensure that money from the gambling benefits the community and to assist communities' involvement in decisions regarding gambling. Mr. Speaker, we are concerned about gambling problem, and our policies are to minimize the harm caused by the gambling. There is not enough money in the world to keep someone on the gambling table. Mr. Speaker, gambling means a mockery of hard work. Gambling machines venues tend to be overly represented in lower-income communities and town centres. In South Auckland, low-income population, especially Maoris and Pacific Islanders, are effectively being targeted and often severely hammered by them. It is very important that we address this problem. This bill seeks to overcome these areas of harm in locations and excessive numbers of pokies by enabling authorities in consultation with their communities to reduce the number of or even eliminate pokies from those suburbs and towns where they are particularly concentrated or doing particular harm. It specially requires all pokie machine trusts, corporate societies and other distributors to proceeds of the gambling machines to return at least 80% of these funds generated by the gamblers' loss on local pokie machines back to the charitable organizations that are meeting priority needs in same local authority area as the venue. However, this would mean that groups in the poorer area, including rural area, might miss out on the funding if there are limited machines in these areas. Only a small portion of pokie gamblers losses are distributed in grants for community benefit because into the same communities that generate them. This is because the majority of the gamblers' losses go to the pay machine site rentals, machine maintenance, trust fees for pokie trust members and other administration costs. Gambling losses are made to organizations based in local authority altogether, sometimes even in the other islands or areas. Gamblers who are having problems with their behavior when using pokie machines, who have problems keeping track of amount of their losses, gamblers could more often be able to manage their gambling if pokie machine venue operators were obliged to keep track of each gambler, overall losses and time spent on gambling machine through using common technologies, devices like player tracking system. This bill proposes making such player tracking devices and commit cards a required condition for a pokie machine venue operator's license as issued by the Department of Internal Affairs. Mr. Speaker, I know Mr. Flavel has worked hard to draft this bill, and I congratulate him once again and commend this bill to the House.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
A point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Speaker, I've just realised that there hasn't yet been, at least amongst the Labor Party, a circulation of proxy forms for the personal vote. And casting my mind back to the Business Committee, I can't remember a discussion at the Business Committee on this particular question. I thought it might be a good idea because I've warned our whip of the nature of the nature of gambling matters, casino matters, pokey matters have always been conscience votes, and Mr. Speaker, just make it clear that there will certainly be a call for a personal vote on this.
I thank the member. I'm just getting some advice. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm happy to take the call while you consider that matter. Mr. Speaker, I very happily